So the door panel is out, and these are the lights that I purchased on Amazon. All them courtesy lights, Puddle lights, emergency exit lights, foot lights. I like to call them courtesy lights. They do like this, and they have the Volkswagen logo. And this one came with these wires. So you have two little pins here. Now, if you want to see how I've done the sound deadening and the insulation, then you should watch the other video. But now I'm going back to the module, to the main module, which is right here. So if you're going to remove the insulation easily, yes, and I will access this plug here. Now what happened last time when I looked at it, I broke this safety plug. So you simply lift that up, release this plug, and now I have to check the wire connector of this casing. So this should come out like this. So what I'm going to do now, I went to a shop and I already activated my lighting, and I'm just going to test it right now. So every model is different. Every car has different plugs. But now what I've seen a similar plug, and the guys what they're using the second and the third positions, like 18 and 19. I don't have this numbering on my connector, but just by looking at the colors, I just want to use red right in the back of the white. There's only way that you can insert this, has to be like this. You have to hear a click. Gotta really press it in, and this is the black. It's only way to go in like this. They haven't clicked in yet. They're really tight, so I'm gonna pull them in. Okay, that should be enough. I'm gonna put that in. Casing back in place. Let's give it a try. Okay, forced it in. Just gonna put the broken locking mechanism back in place, just so that I can test it. Okay, my wires are in. Connect the light. There's only one way that you can connect this, like this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut the door. Shut the door. Lights are on. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Works. Going to release this reflector casing, and this is where the light is going to be, just like that. Good. That's enough wire to make my connection. Plug. Secured. Let's give it a try. Shut the door. Open the door. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, that's brilliant. Look at this. Wow. This is the passenger side. Okay, again, no numbering. I'm just gonna use the second pin on this side, the second pin for red. So I don't know if you can see that there's only one way that you can insert this. Like this. Red. It doesn't really go all the way through, so you have to push it with a tool. Minus. Okay, let's give it a try. I have to shut the door first. Oh, there you go, it's working. Awesome. Done. Again, it's not enough just to plug in the lights. You still have to activate the plugs from the car software. So you're going to use the VCDS cable with the VAC-COM software. You have two options. You can purchase the software and purchase the cable. You can simply go to a tuner shop and they can do it for you. This is exactly what I've done because I don't know anything about Volkswagens and I don't know anything about that software. So I went to a shop, I paid a guy, in 5 minutes he programmed everything I wanted for this vehicle. And I'm going to post a video about this one with all the modes that I've done, simple modes that can be changed to the software. Now, when he activated the front, there was no problem. The code was accepted, but he went to the back, I get errors for both. So it's possible that I might not have the hardware to do the lighting in the back, even if I have the casings. I noticed when I removed the panels to install the sound deadening, the insulation, I noticed that the plugs were pretty small and I haven't found anything else on the internet with similar plugs. So the plug that I have in the back only have 14 pins but like 5 wires. All the other ones were way different. So anyway, even by activating the code, it's totally different than any other Volkswagens. And all the videos that I've seen on YouTube, they don't match with this. This vehicle is way simpler. You don't have to add any numbers like some of the videos I've seen, they were adding number 64. This one, it's so simple. You just click the option you want and that's it. Just click do it and it's, as you can see, it's working fine. Now, as I said, I might not gonna have the back, but I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, I had a feeling that this is not gonna work and it's not working. I don't get any power here. So how I did, I simply used every single slot in this plug and I keep moved it like this with the positive, the light, and the negative kept it on this screw, and I don't have any power, and this is the reason why when I tried to do the coding it was giving me error. So this model doesn't have the hardware for the courtesy lights in the back. See, it only has 3 wires. This is, I'm assuming, positive and negative. So yeah, I cannot do the back, unfortunately. I am quickly going to show you, I bought this LED lighting. It has 4 strips. They're waterproof. They have this kind of waterproofing casing, and you can change the colors with this remote. And this is the box. I bought it from Amazon, and I'm gonna use this to compensate for the light that I don't have in the back. The first thing you want to do, you want to get rid of the fake adhesive. I removed the original one and I'll apply the real stuff. Now clean it with alcohol. Buy the genuine Scotch mounting tape from Staples. Simply cut it like this in half all the way through, and then apply it. What you want to do, you want to start from here because this is where the fuse box is. Then use the shorter wires for the front and the longer for the back. So my box is going to be here somewhere. Here is an idea for the back. I picked this location because I have a lot of metal to glue to, and also use 2 zap straps here. Try to hold the wires towards the center of the vehicle, each direction towards the center, because that's where the wire is going to run to the front. This is the passenger side. So what you want to do, you want to have this wire running from underneath the truck and leave some extra like this when you slide the seat, so that you don't break the wire. This is the only part that you're gonna see, but once you're gonna pull the chair back, you're not gonna see anything. So I run the wire from the right side passenger along this, and I'm gonna continue like that, just in the front. You don't have to remove this, just tuck it underneath like this. That's perfect, it doesn't show anything. And once you're gonna slide the chair back, you're not gonna see anything. So this is my most extreme case where I have to push the chair all the way in the front, all the way up. So this is how much wire you're gonna need. And then once you get that, pull the wire this panel like this. When you get to the front, because you want to run one LED on the other side, simply remove this panel. You have 1 screw here, just drop it down like this screw. Zap strap everything. So now my plan is to make my connection here. This is where the fuse boxes are located. So you have this compartment. One, two, that's it. And this pull out. Okay. You can always get some holes, get some zap straps, but this will be good enough. I hope it's straight. I cannot see. It's basically the same thing on the other side. I have a screw here that I have to release, and then I drop this panel so I can run the LED to the passenger side. To run the LED from one side to another, simply put a light on the other side and look and see where do you have gaps, so you can run cable. Make sure you're not blocking any venting or anything. Stay close to existing wires so that you can secure yours to the existing. And there you go. Whoever was telling me the German cars are so complicated, I gotta tell you guys, I found this car so easy. Love it. Okay, because my glue is not gonna stick to this panel. It's not plastic. I have to put some zap straps. Don't want to block these vents, so I'm gonna drill some holes. Actually, I just took it right out. Drill holes, zap strap it, and that's it. Try not to cover the LED. So I got the wire back on the driver's side. Try to secure all the wires with zap straps. That way you don't have any loose wire that can cause any noise during driving, or that can block the functionality of other devices, like for example the steering wheel. What I have to do now is to find a spot for this, and the closest I can get is here. So I'm gonna hide it behind this. I'm gonna make sure that I can still work with my steering wheel adjustments. Okay, that's all the way up, and just gonna run this. Enough plastic that I can glue this to. All zap strap, need connections. That's the only thing you're gonna see. This way here. Just found out that inside this light fixture there is a module that controls the dimming of this light. So even if I connect this wire behind it, the wires is still not gonna work. So I have to connect it to the light bulb wire, And because it's a dimming feature, this is how it's gonna work. Turn on white and then it's gonna turn blue with these lights. Shut the door. There you go. So now I have to run this wire all the way there. I have to take these panels off. There's a screw here, and because there's an airbag, make sure you're securing the wire behind the airbag. Don't block the airbag. Don't just put it this way, because you're blocking in case of an accident. You're gonna block the airbag from coming out. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna run a wire here in the back of the airbag panel down and connect to my light over there. Make a connection to these LEDs. If you don't have these LEDs, it's not gonna work because you actually need those wires. You need a connection to the socket. So that's the easiest way to connect to your socket. There you go. Insulate this. Now I'm gonna run these two wires. You have to run both of the wires. It's not enough just to have a red. You have to have a black too, all the way to your LEDs. Okay, so you have to run the wire in the back here, just like this other one. Don't block airbag at this part either. Really pleased with the mod. Really disappointed with the fact that I don't have the hardware for these back doors. You can easily change the color. Let's see. Green. See, red. I think I like blue the most. Yellow, orange, purple. Stick with the blue. It would be really difficult to make this lights working because you could do it by simply using the wires for these lights, but you have to run a wire from here through this conduit, run it inside, get into the second door to this conduit, and connect your second light. But the problem is that these doors have these holes, access hole, pretty far, so it's gonna be difficult for you to reach. And I know for a fact that it's really hard to get your wires through this conduit. Like in the front, the hole for the door is right here. So imagine from here all the way there, and to be able to push through that conduit, it's gonna be really, really difficult. It's not impossible, but I'm not planning to do it. I think it's fine like this. At least I have the front. I want to show you something else in the trunk. The Passat GT has the battery right here, which is perfect because you can add a continuously 12-volt plug. So I simply bought this one from eBay. There's a kit with the plug that has a wire. You just connect your wire here in the back at the battery terminal. You see this little wire, hide nicely in the back, and finding a screw for the negative anywhere. The plug has a fuse on the wire, which is hidden somewhere there. Totally safe.